For $29.69, the delivery of 10 TVs from Walmart to a dispensary several miles away was barely worth it to begin with. But I had a goal of making $100 in the day, and I decided it put me that much closer, so I took it. When I got there, we could only load 7 TVs into the truck. We probably could have done more, but we would have had to reposition everything, or I would have had to lay some on the tailgate, and they wouldn't allow that. So I let them split it into 2 separate orders, which was fine. I would have even done the second half for free, because I did, after all, agree to transport 10 TVs for $29.69. But they said that it would get split into a second order, and if I picked that order up, I'd be paid for it as well. Again, I could have transported all 10 the first time, but I respected the Walmart employees' wishes about how they were loaded and how they were transported. It didn't seem like such a big deal. I got there, I had to wait again. We got the TVs loaded up. Finally, it actually took a really long time because the employees couldn't find the order in their system and they couldn't find a manager. This situation is completely ridiculous, right? I have the items loaded up. I can't scan them in. So if I take these 3 last TVs and drop them off, I'm doing so without the knowledge of the customer, and I'm dropping them off outside of the closed location. And that's not okay. If they ran their app properly, if they ran the app correctly, if I could get support when I needed it, if I could get a phone number when I needed it, if they could trust me without me having to scan something in that won't scan in because of a problem in the app, that's fine. I don't care. Take your 10%, take your 20%. I do not care. If you connect me with loads and you pay me reasonably to do those loads, I do not care how much you're making. But this is ridiculous. This is pissing me off, spending my whole day not making money and not able to move on without doing wrong by somebody whose fault it isn't. It's not the customer's fault. And if I go just dump these TVs at their back door, it's not really doing right by them. But it's not me. I'm doing everything I can, and I'm really pissed off about this. I'd like to move on. But you know, it's a lose-lose situation, because if I put I want to cancel the gig. No, I don't want to cancel the gig. I want to do the job that I was hired to do, and I want the system to function properly so I can do it. It is not my desire to not do the job. I didn't drive down here to not do the job. I didn't load up to not do the job. I don't want to carry these TVs back into Walmart to not do the job, to do the work of moving the TVs, but not get paid for it. So I think I have a manager coming now. Howdy. Are you a manager?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm trying to do this job and it won't scan in. System's not working right. Just want to get it done here.
Right. Yeah, because I think you took 7 TVs, but the
Correct.
order was like 10.
Correct.
And now you only did 3.
And it got split.
That's what
So I at least need the customer's number so I can notify them that I'm dropping it off.
mind if I open the hatch? Cause
Yeah.
I can probably like scan this thing.
Yeah, if you can scan it in, that would be best. The manager was not able to scan in the order, but he did eventually give me the customer's phone number. I called the customer, who wasn't happy that they were being delivered so much later because they had to drive back out. However, this was really the only option available. If I had been able to communicate with the customer from the beginning, I would have been able to make a plan that worked better for them. After I finally got the order dropped off, it still wouldn't upload in the app. As I said, I don't really care about getting paid for, or I would not have cared about getting paid for the last 3 TVs if it hadn't been such a nightmare trying to get it sorted out if we'd simply been able to reach a manager at Walmart or Roadie support. So the following day, today, I still have not received a response from Roadie support. This is the only recourse I have within the app. There is no other way for me to resolve an issue while on a Roadie gig except to reach out to support through this system. Finally, I decided to go ahead and simply cancel the order. I didn't want to do this because I wanted to get paid, not for delivering the last 3 TVs. I was committed to do that, but I would like to get paid for almost 2 hours of time waiting for any help from Roadie support or from a manager at Walmart so I could actually notify the customer instead of just dropping the TVs off outside of their business without them knowing that I was doing that. I also, on principle, would prefer to be paid for delivering the last 3 TVs simply because I was able to deliver all 10 TVs the first time, but Walmart's preference was for me to take them in 2 separate loads. So I was meeting one of the customers, because Walmart is a customer. I was meeting my more direct customer's preference by coming back, and I was promised pay for that. So even though I would have been willing to go without it if it had been communicated that way up front, that's not what was communicated, and I wanted to be paid as was communicated and for the insane amount of time that it took to get it done properly through the app. The issue here was that I couldn't write a long enough message to actually explain what happened, so I ended up simply writing, "Call me," and then clicking continue cancellation. But when I clicked continue cancellation, it said it wouldn't cancel it because I wasn't at the pickup location. Please return to the pickup location. The pickup location is 45 minutes away, so the ongoing saga of this system being absolutely terrible and having no support whatsoever continues.